I just got done researching over 70 different options for savings accounts. Here are my thoughts on which ones are worth your time. Hello and welcome to Practical Personal Finance, where you get the information you need to understand and succeed with money. A savings account is a great place to stash an emergency fund or save up for a big purchase like a new car. But with so many options out there, choosing the right one can be challenging. On top of that, everyone's a little bit different when it comes to handling their money. The perfect savings account for you might not be a great choice for me. So today I'm going to tell you about 5 great savings accounts if you're a no-frills, set it and forget it type of person who mainly wants a place to park an emergency fund for a rainy day and earn a little bit of interest. Then I'll tell you about 4 alternative options if you're the type of person who's willing to put a little bit more time and effort into getting a better return. And finally, at the very end of this video, I'll tell you about one more bank that'll make you chuckle. Make sure you stick around for that one. Before I get to the list, I want to take 60 seconds to tell you about my methodology. I started by reading a ton of forums and blog posts, skimming through articles, and watching a bunch of YouTube videos where people shared their opinions about their favorite banks and credit unions. I wound up with a list of over 70 different financial institutions, and I went to work researching their offerings one by one. I documented the type of institution, whether or not they offered a savings account, and what the base interest rate was on that savings account. I also took note of some other factors that I felt were important, like how easy it would be to contact customer service, whether or not deposits were insured by the FDIC or NCUA, and if there were any monthly fees. I made a spreadsheet containing all of my findings, and if you'd like a copy, there's a link down below. These first 5 savings accounts are my recommendations if you're the type of person who just wants somewhere to stash a bunch of cash for an emergency fund and not have to mess with it. They're all FDIC or NCUA insured, with a phone number to call for customer service and no monthly fees. First up, at number 5, is the online savings account at ConnectOne Bank. ConnectOne Bank is a traditional bank located in New Jersey and New York, and has this online account for anyone who's at least 18 years old and lives in the United States. They offer a solid interest rate of 0.65%, as long as you maintain a balance of at least $2,500 in the account. So if you keep a $15,000 emergency fund in there, you'll net around $100 per year. Not bad. Next, at number 4, is the online savings account at Ally Bank. Ally has been around for a long time, and if I'm not mistaken, they were one of the first major players in the online-only banking game. They offer 24/7 phone support, they're integrated with Zelle, and they offer a solid interest rate of 0.5%. If you keep a $15,000 emergency fund, it'll earn you about $75 per year with Ally. Number 3 is the primary savings account at Digital Federal Credit Union. DCU is the financial institution that's responsible for the thumbnail on this video. They're the ones that offer the 6% interest rate, and it's legit, but there's a catch. It's only for the first $1,000 in the account. Beyond that, you're only earning 0.25%. Still, the ability to earn such a high guaranteed interest rate on any amount of money can't be ignored. With a $15,000 emergency fund, you'll earn around $100 per year in interest. The runner-up in the no-frills category is T-Mobile Money. Yeah, that T-Mobile, the cell phone service provider. While the only account they offer is technically a checking account, it still serves the purpose of somewhere to store your cash and earn some interest. How much interest? An actual whole number, 1%. And no, you do not need to be a T-Mobile customer to open a T-Mobile Money account. But if you do happen to be a T-Mobile customer who's willing to jump through a few hoops, you can earn 4% interest on up to $3,000 of your account balance. Those are some big numbers for interest rates. With a $15,000 emergency fund, you're looking at $150 per year in interest, or up to $240 per year if you qualify for the extra perk. And finally, the number 1 spot in the no frills category is the savings account from Port Bank. Port Bank is an online-only option for banking, and to open this savings account, you'll need to open a checking account with them and sign up for direct deposit to that checking account. Once you do that though, you get access to what I believe is the best savings account out there right now. 3% interest on deposits of up to $15,000. That's about $450 you'll earn every year just by parking a $15,000 emergency fund with Port Bank. Wow. But what if you're someone who wants to generate an even larger return? Someone who's willing to put a little more effort and jump through a few more hoops? Someone who would like to be an early adopter of new technology? Don't worry, I got you covered. Here are 4 more savings accounts that might change the way you think about banking. First up is Yada Savings. Yada offers just 0.2% interest on your deposits, but when you park your money in an account with them, you get free entries into their weekly lottery. I can see the appeal. It's kind of like being able to play Powerball every week for free, with the opportunity to win real cash prizes. From what I can tell, you need to go into the app every week to choose your numbers, but aside from that, Yada is pretty hassle-free, and I'd be lying if I said it didn't sound like a lot of fun. Next is HM Bradley Savings. HMB is an online platform that rewards you for saving a large portion of your monthly income. The interest rate on your account is tied to the percentage of your income that you save each quarter. As an example, if you saved 10% of your income in January, February, and March, your account will earn 1% interest in April, May, and June. If you were to save 20% of your income in April, May, and June, your account will earn 3% interest in July, August, and September. The more you save, the more you earn. Pretty good motivation to bump up your savings rate. Third is Linus Savings. Linus is different from the other accounts I've mentioned for a few key reasons. First of all, they're not fully open to the public just yet. You need to hop on a waiting list to join. And second, they're not FDIC insured. So if they somehow lost all of your money, the federal government isn't going to swoop in and pay you back. But if you're willing to wait for access and forego FDIC insurance, they're promising some of the highest interest rates in the game, up to 4.5%. That's almost $700 per year in interest on a $15,000 emergency fund. The way Linus is able to offer such high interest rates is by lending money to borrowers in what they call digital asset credit markets. What that tells me is that rather than lending your money to other ordinary people to buy homes and cars, Linus is using it to buy something like corporate bonds in the stock market. That's probably a little too risky for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, so as a result, Linus can't get FDIC coverage. If you don't mind a little extra risk though, there's certainly some good upside. Last but not least is the savings account at Zinlo Bank. Zinlo offers a solid 0.4% interest rate on deposits, which is nothing to scoff at. But how Zinlo really stands out is that when you also have a checking account with them and you make a purchase, they round up that purchase to the next dollar, transfer the excess into your savings account, and then match it. So if I went to Chipotle for lunch and spent $9.15 and I used my Zinlo debit card, they would round up that purchase amount to $10, deposit the 85-cent difference into my savings account, and then they would deposit an additional 85 cents into my savings account as a reward for my purchase. If you're frequently out shopping and using your debit card to make purchases, the rewards with Zinlo can really add up, making it a pretty competitive option for a savings account. Before I wrap this up, I want to tell you about one more bank that made me chuckle. It's called Redneck Bank, and to be honest, I still don't know if I believe it's real. They offer a checking account with 0.6% interest on up to $10,000 and a money market account with 0.4% interest on up to $50,000. Their slogan is "Where Bankin's Funner," and their website prominently features a laughing horse, a fly that makes a buzzing sound when you poke it with your mouse, and a goat that advises you to save your money. On paper, it's actually not a bad option compared to some of the others I mentioned earlier. You won't catch me doing my banking there, but who knows, it might be the right fit for you. Are there any other savings accounts you like that didn't make the list? Let me know in the comments. I would love to add them to my spreadsheet. If you enjoyed this video, click right here to learn about how money market accounts work and what makes them different from your everyday checking and savings accounts. If you're not yet a subscriber, click right here. As always, Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Scheer, and I'll see you next time.